Good morning, 5th graders. I have a lot of cool stuff for you guys to do today. So Miss Sakuna has everything planned out for you guys. First of all, we are going to talk about nonfiction versus fiction. Now, who could tell me what is nonfiction? Nobody? Nobody? Yeah. No, it is not about soup. Nonfiction is not fake. Now, not fake, everybody knows what fake is. What is fiction? Okay, fiction, no, not friction, fiction, yes. Fiction means it is fake. Now, one way you guys can tell apart between nonfiction and fiction is the N and the F. You see? So whenever you see nonfiction, you see the N, which is for not, and the F, which is for fake. Not fake. And for fiction, you could just only see the F, which stands for fake or not real. Now, we are going to play a quick game on which movies is nonfiction and which movies is fiction. So, I got a whole bunch of these cool sticky Post-its for you guys. And you guys are going to go to the wall and you guys are going to quickly find out which movies is fiction and which movies is nonfiction. Okay, time's up, class. Everybody take your seats. Sit down, please. Thank you very much. Now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of these movies. So that means that some of them are fake and some of them are not fake, which means some of them are fiction and others are not fiction. So we are going to see really quick which of you guys say that these movies are fiction. So let's go ahead and let's find the fiction label. All right. Is Freedom Riders. Freedom Riders is about a teacher who teaches a class full of students and inspires them to do better. So, do you guys think that this is fiction or not fiction? Because I see that you guys posted this as fiction. Well, guys, this is actually not fiction. Freedom Riders is actually a real story. Meaning, like, you know, she was a real teacher over there in California. And on top of that, her students were real as well. And in fact, they're still living right now. If you can just go ahead and Google, you go ahead on the internet, and you can see the real teacher. You can see the real students. Now, of course, you guys got nonfiction for The Blind Side, which is about Michael Orr, the football player. So yes, guys, that is true. This is not fake. So you guys got that right. Now, The Martian. I see that you guys put nonfiction here, but that's okay. We're going to keep working on it. Nonfiction. So you guys say that The Martian is nonfiction? Okay. Well, I do not think that this is not fake. I think that this is fake. Here's a clue, guys. When you guys go look at a movie and you guys want to know if the movie is real, try to do some research. And also, always in the movies, you will always see based on a true story. So this one is actually fiction because there was no man on Mars who lived on Mars for a year or more. Like, seriously, how many of you guys will go ahead and live on the planet Mars? None of you. I don't think so. So The Martian is not real. Very good. So now, but this one, you guys put in for fiction. You guys should switch these up. So you see, this one will be fiction, and this one will be nonfiction. You see? Now, how can you guys tell that this movie is nonfiction? Deepwater Horizon, based on a true story. There you go. So is this fiction or nonfiction? Nonfiction. Very good. You guys are really smart. Now, oh, here's a good one. Yep, this movie just came out, Solo, a Star Wars story. Everybody knows that that is a fictional story. Very good. And guys, really? Were apes actually taking over the planet? This is nonfiction? Oh, come on. I will show you guys. This is actually fiction. Because apes are not talking. Yes, they know sign language. Some of them do, based on, like, you know, their trainers. They actually teach them sign language and whatnot. But War of the Planet of the Apes, we are not at war, and there are no apes. So that means that this is fiction. Very good. This is fiction. And of course, everybody knows Abraham Lincoln. So you guys did very well with this one, nonfiction. And here's a fun fact, guys. They did this movie here in Richmond. So that is pretty cool that you guys are like on a Hollywood set. Very, very good. Bears. Oh, how about you guys remember those stories that you guys used to read when you guys were in second grade, first grade, pre-K, and it was about Goldilocks and Three Bears, Little Red Riding Hood. Those are called folklores. Those are fiction. Those are fake. All right, so we're going to talk about the difference between fake and not fake, or fiction and nonfiction. Let's go ahead and let's say that. Fiction, nonfiction. Good job. Very good. Let's get started. So we got here fiction, which means that it is fake. So F stands for fake. All right, F stands for fake. So fake means that it is not real. It is not real. Very good. But it could be different stories. Always a fictional literature is always a story, guys. It's always a story, and it is just for fun. Like all those Disney movies that you guys like to watch, like Frozen, Moana, Wreck-It Ralph. All that is fake. All that is fiction. All that is a story, and all that is for fun, for you guys to actually enjoy, unwind, relax, and actually watch it. And you notice that what does all those fictional stories, all the stories that you read, all the movies that you watch, that is fiction, what do they all have? A beginning, a middle, and a what? An end. Good job, and an end. So, let's go over. They're fake. They are stories that you like to watch to have fun or like to read to have fun. And they always have a beginning, middle, and end. Very good. Now, let's go on to nonfiction. What does nonfiction mean again, guys? I taught you this trick this morning. Not fake. Not fake. Very good. The N stands for not, and the F stands for fake. Very good. Or what we like to call is a real story. Real story. I don't know if you guys ever saw any of those movies that say based on the true story, based on a true story. That means that they are non-fiction. That's right. So they are based on real facts, like those documentaries that you watch. Or how about the National Geographic channel? Did you guys see the new video about the mammoth? About the mammoth that they found? That is nonfiction. That's nonfiction. How about the movie Lincoln? That is nonfiction. That is based on real facts. Martin Luther King, based on real facts. The book that you guys read about Rosa Parks, that is based on real facts. All right? And it always has a table of contents. So when you guys read nonfiction, you can read it any order you want. Here's a good one. Your textbook is also nonfiction. It's always based on information. It's real stuff in your textbook. So if you guys look in your history textbook, if you guys look in your English textbook, your math textbook, it is all nonfiction. Before you guys leave, we are going to watch this 1-minute video. Just 1 minute. All right? And it's a song about fiction versus nonfiction. Ready?
Fiction is pretend, a make-believe creation. Non-fiction is real, it gives us information. Fiction's full of characters, a plot and a setting. In non-fiction, it's real life knowledge that you're getting. A book with talking dogs, that's fiction. A book about the life cycle of frogs. Non-fiction, a book about a mouse who saves the day. That's fiction, a book that teaches you how to dance ballet. Non-fiction, a book about a fire-breathing man. That's fiction, a book about the different types of plants. Non-fiction. Remember, this video is...
All right. You see how quick that was, guys? Uh-oh, I think I hear the bell. I'll see you guys after recess, okay? Be safe. Bye. This anchor chart is your nonfiction and fiction anchor chart, telling you what types of genres, like what types of books and movies, like you can distinguish between fiction and nonfiction. You guys can see that you got the how-to or owner's manual. This is nonfiction. This textbook is real, all right, because this is art textbook, all right? And of course, like, you know, it says English and it tells you how to properly write in English, your grammar, everything. Biographies, guys, biographies are works, nonfiction, when a person writes about another person's history. All right, so as you guys can see, Frida Kahlo was actually a real person, but the author decided to write about Frida Kahlo's life. But an autobiography is when you write your very own story. You write your story about how you saw your life. Like Miss Andrea can go ahead and she could write her story saying like she was born in New Jersey to a mom and dad and then moved to Georgia. That would be her story. That would be my story, actually. That would be my story. But this book is called I Am Malala. So she is a girl from the Middle East and she wrote her very own story. She published it and that became her autobiography. Now when you guys go to fiction, you guys can see that there are different types of fiction, like science fiction. Of course, you guys know that Star Wars is all science fiction. Your mystery and crime novels. You guys can also know, like, of course, Disney is full of fairy tales and folk tales. And, of course, like the comic books that you guys see in the Marvel movies. The comics are also not fake. Historical fiction, here's the tricky part, guys. Historical fiction is actually fiction stories, okay? It's actually fiction. Historical fiction, guys, is pretty much when a author takes the real event and they add fake people in it. They add fake characters. I'll give you an example. The movie Titanic is actually a historical fiction. So the Titanic was real, but the people on it were not, such as Jack and Rose Dawson. They were not real. Her husband, her fiance, Rose's fiance, was not real. Okay, guys, last but not least, I'm going to give you 2 sheets of paper. One you will have to do on your own, okay? And I'm going to explain this to you guys in a bit. And this is going to be your group project. That's why I put you guys in groups of 4. And I know I put you guys in groups of 3, but that's because that were short one. But anyway, it says here in your assigned groups, you got to create your own fictional story. It has to be fake, right? Remember what I told you. It has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I even put a diagram here for you guys to help you out. Okay, so that way you guys can start charting down your beginning, your rising action. You have to have a climax and a falling action and the resolution. Okay, so every story, every fictional story has a problem and a solution. So you guys have to put that down. You guys must have 5 story elements, which is your plot, the characters, and I suggest that each of you guys make a character so that way I know that everybody made a contribution. And then on top of that, you guys have to have a setting, the theme, and the conflict of the story. All right? So at the end of class, it should be really easy. Okay? I just want you guys to go ahead, just make it 5 paragraphs long, and make sure to check your spelling and your grammar, and you guys can give this to me at the end of the day before you go home. Everybody can write on 1 sheet of paper, but I need a sloppy copy, a rough draft, and a fancy copy, okay? I need a final draft of that, okay? Again, it's just 5 paragraphs. You guys can do it. So after when you guys do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you guys your biography presentation. Okay, your biography presentation is all about us going over to the library. We are going to attend the library as a class, and each of you guys are going to pick out 1 non-fictional book. Your final project starting tomorrow, all right? And you have to present it to the class. You have to dress up as the person that you read. For example, if I was to be Queen Isabella of Spain or Cleopatra, I would have to dress up as Queen Isabella or Cleopatra and present it to you guys. That's what you guys want to do. Now, if you guys do not wish, If you guys are having trouble, you guys can come to me. That is no problem at all. I'll help you out. So these are the 5 things that you need to look for. You need to look for their birth, like, you know, where they were born. Tell them what year they were born, and look up all that information in there. Look up how they lived their childhood and what achievements they did, and how their family was, how they were with their family, and the death date. But if you picked a person like who is it? Oh yeah, if you put the person like Beyonce Knowles, she is still alive, you could just put down what she is doing now and who she is with right now. So that is no problem. Alright, so I'm going to give this to you guys at the end of the day, but for now, I want you guys to go ahead and do this with your class. And we could go ahead, you guys can go ahead and do this with your groups, I mean. You guys can go ahead and do that after when we get back from lunch and from recess. Alright? Alright. Thanks, guys.